Welcome back to the Ride Boundless podcast. This episode is brought to you by Ride Clean. And let me tell you something. You hear me talk about it all the time. It's an amazing product. It's a proven system. I've used it at the SEMA event, sold out. AIM Expo, sold out. And IMS I sold out twice. I actually left the place, got some more bottles, and completely sold out. It's a proven system. It's been time tested. It's UV protection. It gives you a shine. It's simple to use. Simply shake, spray, and wipe, and you'll get a mirror-like finish. It's made in America, bottled in America, and it's a great product. Check them out at rideclean.co. Use promo code RB Podcast for 15% off plus free shipping, and they're throwing in 2-ounce bottles. My guest is one of my best friends. I've known him for almost 20 years. We used to sell cars back in the days. He came through and was asking me about some equipment. So we talked about the equipment I used, and we ended up doing a podcast, and we talked about a lot of good things. He's my best friend. He's a musician. He's creative. He's a Renaissance man. And to top it off, he did the introduction for the Ride Boundless podcast. My good friend, Alex Torres. Okay, I'm pushing record.
Are you?
I might even publish this. Yeah. Yeah, because you're asking valid information.
You shouldn't have told me that, by the way. It just would have been a more natural.
Yeah, no, it'll still be natural.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It'll be natural. So Alex came over, and he's asking about equipment because he wants to start a show. We won't talk about the name or the idea of the show because one of you motherfuckers will take it. So we're going to keep it clean. And, I'm going over. Right now we're using the Zoom H8 with pod mics. We have our headphones on. How's this experience been? We've been talking for at least 10, 15 minutes unrecorded.
It's been eye-opening and ear-opening at the same time, if that makes any sense.
Makes perfect sense.
But
why? Why ear-opening for the people listening?
The moment we sat down, you said, put these on, I was like, okay, it's going to sound great. It's going to sound really good, obviously. But as soon as we put these on, I started hearing some sort of background noise, some white noise.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, it's probably the heater that's interacting with that device, right? And then you turned it off now, and it's just so laser focused. I feel like I'm talking to you. I feel like there's an audience.
So what you're talking about is, and just to catch everybody up, is using the headphones. Why we use the headphones, and the reason behind the headphones is because you would hear what the listeners hear.
Exactly.
And that little noise that we wouldn't even pay attention to if we didn't have the headphones, we now are like, wait, what the fuck is that sound?
Sure.
Or the rattling my mic was doing before I started recording. It was like, where the fuck's that coming from?
That would be bugging the fuck out of the listener.
Oh, absolutely. Especially when you're in a car or something like that, or fucking, you have your AirPods on and you're in the gym.
Absolutely. How many times have you been in your car and you throw on a YouTube video and you're like, fuck, the content is great, but you have to like put the volume up extra high because the fucking audio is not, good quality.
Right.
Or it's like super loud. You have to lower it.
Yeah.
You have to adjust it. And then, your phone only has so much that it can do. It doesn't have the ability of like a mixer where you can like, bring the treble down, the bass up.
That's stuff that you can kind of fuck with in post-production.
Yeah, for sure.
You could do little bit.
So maybe, and I kind of see the whole point of like interrupting. I now you're more, so this makes it more conscious. It makes you, the speaker and the host, more conscious of like conversation and how it's an art.
Right.
And how it's like it's like a dance, right? Like music. You don't want to go on a song and play too much fucking guitar. You want to play tasteful notes, hand-selected notes. And I feel like this conversation is the same way, it's the same thing.
Hold on. Then that's the other thing. You can hook up the Bluetooth. Hi, baby. Yep.
Should I wait for you or leave?
No, leave, baby. Okay, my love.
Yeah, it makes you more conscious of conversation. And how it's like it's supposed to be a two-way thing.
Yeah, definitely. And you'd be surprised how distracted people get, even having a conversation. Like I have a lot. Actually, you've told me before. I have a lot of conversations that just get pulled to the side.
Yeah.
Because you think of a question while the person's talking, or you think of something while the person's talking, and the person's going one way, and then as soon as there's a moment, you know, where you're waiting for that silence, you jump in with, wait a minute, what about this, or this reminds me of that, and then you get so far off topic that, you know, you're like, wait a minute, I got to pull that back in, which is another part of interviewing that, you know, people have to get better at, or I have to get better at.
That's a part of also, it's a reflection of life. You know, like I was playing checkers yesterday with an old, like, you know, an old friend of my dad. This old Cuban guy. He's like an uncle, and he's a master at fucking checkers. And I was like, checkers is like the baby version of chess, you know, like, no. But it's so funny because, like, you're supposed to think, you know, 2-3 steps ahead, and each option leads you down a, you know, different outcome.
Right.
And then sometimes you forget the, you know, you visualize, okay, if I go here, he's going to go here, and then this is going to be the outcome, right? Or the potential outcome of this move. And then sometimes you forget the thought process behind that, and you get lost.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sorry if I went down a weird tangent with that one, but it's the same thing. So like I'll hear a Joe Rogan interview.
Who?
Some guy, some bald-headed gorilla guy.
Some UFC commentator or something. I heard about it.
Yeah. No, but like I've seen several episodes with Joe Rogan where the same thing happens. He'll have an interesting guest, and the guest will be like, let me tell you this, you know, story about this one time I did this super interesting thing, and then Joe Rogan will get sidetracked, and then they forget to type that back in. You're like, what the fuck? I wanted to hear what the guy wanted to say, you know, what he had to say.
Yeah, I hear that, and I've done that a lot. And I think I've gotten a little bit better at pulling the conversations back, especially like, you know, the first episode's up to 20. You know, I'll like be proud of myself, you know, because we'll get off topic for like 10 minutes, and I'll be like, wait a minute, but back to what you were saying, and it's like, oh yeah, you know, you start noticing those moments, you start paying attention, and that's just part of doing this over and over and over again. Yeah,
that's really fucking cool, man. I'm telling you, this has been a cool experience for sure.
So what do you think your setup would be? You think it'd be the Zoom with the pod mics, or you think it'd be the Rode Wireless goes hooked up to the camera? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking keeping it simple, like you said, right? Don't overthink it. I think I want to try to keep it as mobile as possible. So I would go with this H7. H8. And the Rode 2 little, what are they called?
The wireless mics?
The wireless mics.
The Rode Wireless Go.
Yeah. Version 2.
Yeah. You see how you hear like those cop sounds and shit like that in the background? But if we didn't have the headphones, you never would know that.
Yeah, sorry. We're smoking a cigarette.
Or a cigar. Or weed.
Yeah. Some substance. And I can hear my lisp a lot more, which is fucking weird.
Well, then you practice more your talking.
You know what's crazy? You're right. It makes you more conscious of the way you're speaking. Not only that, one thing I've learned to like admire about, at first it was kind of weird, but Elon Musk, they'll ask him a question, and he'll take like 30 seconds. Have you noticed that?
He'll think about it. The dean at Pepperdine
would do that.
Bro, you ask him a question. How are you doing? He'll stay silent for a minute, an awkward minute, and it's just the longest minute in the world. And he'll be. You can see him calculating shit. Be like, you know, with today's forecast and the presence of the students here, I'm doing great, and it makes me happy seeing everybody. Like, you know, it's not like
you weren't expecting that.
Yeah, it's not like, hey, how you doing? Good, you know, because how you doing is such a bullshit, fucking, you know, question. Like, hey, how you doing? Good, bro. Yeah, nobody gives a fuck.
I agree.
That's like the least thing that you can say. That's what we do as a courtesy to be humans. You know, how you doing? Good.
Yeah.
You know, inside that person's crushed or destroyed or financially fucked up or needs help or something, but we're programmed. Yeah, how you doing? It's the biggest bullshit.
I feel the same way about the question, what do you do? Or what do you do for a living? I can't stand that question.
Why?
Because you're essentially asking the person, how do you pay your bills? Or how do you make money? When someone asks the question, what do you do? I feel like you instantly relate it to how do I pay my, well, at least that's the way I process it. How do you pay your bills, or how do you earn money?
Yeah.
I think a better question is like, what are you passionate about? You know, what makes you happy? What makes you driven or whatever, you know?
Yeah, it's a question to judge you. You know,
Yeah.
it's a very easy question to judge you. I had a friend of mine. He did he made good money, but he was a truck dispatcher. You know, so he would he would call companies or bid on companies' loads, and then he would call a bunch of truck drivers, broker it, and then he would make money in the middle. And he was like, I hate my fucking title. I make great money, but, you know, we're at a nightclub and you go to a girl like, hey, what do you do? You know, well, I'm a truck dispatcher. Ooh.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a fucking whatever, you know, the case is. I'm a podcaster. Ooh, everybody has, you know, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
But it's just, they're asking you a question just to judge you, you know. So, yeah, that is a pretty fucked up question.
Yeah, I can't stand it.
Yeah. I never thought about it like that. I had one guy reach out to me, an old buddy of mine. We used to work at a Sprint Nextel. It was actually Nextel, and then Sprint bought them over at the Beverly Center. Ben, he called me up one time, and he's like, what do you do, bro? And I go, what do you mean? He goes, what do you do? What are you doing to make money? What do you do? Like, I need to know what do you do. I see you traveling. I see you do this. What do you do? I go, just hustling, man. You know, a little of this, a little. Bro, you have to tell. Like, he just called me because it just drove him nuts that, you know, he couldn't figure out what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, just, you know, everything. You know,
Yeah,
like, I have no answer for you. Like,
Yeah.
this is actually a rude question. Let me go fuck off.
Yeah.
You know, and actually, that was the last conversation I had with him. But he was like, what do you tell me? Tell me.
That guy had no sort of interest in disguising that question, which is, I feel like, what everybody is doing,
Yeah.
right? They're disguising their judgment or their fucking metric to judge you with the question, what do you do?
Yeah.
You know? At least he was like, fucking tell me what you do to make your money to travel and do all the shit that you're fucking, you know, at least he was fucking being transparent in a sense versus like, you know, asking somebody, what do they do? And it's just like, what are you going to do with that information? You're going to judge me based off of like,
yeah,
you know.
what's interesting is I don't think people ask it to judge. It's just naturally they're going to judge after they find out what you're doing.
It's like that question you said, like, you know, how are you doing?
Yeah.
It's like a courtesy, a human kind of, you know, standard question that you ask other people. But I just don't like it. I don't like that. I don't like the way that question feels or makes me feel.
Yeah.
And it might be a personal thing, you know, but
Yeah, the other side to it is I've kind of concluded to what you're only good to people if you can offer them something.
sure.
You know, what do you offer? You know, I have a podcast. I want to interview you. I want to hear your story. I want to hear this. I'm a plumber. I can fix your shit. You know, like what if you have something,
Yeah.
what can you offer the world? You know, that's what's going to help you keep relationships.
Sure.
You know, you like, do you need work? Are you hiring? Are you do you have, you know, a hustle? Whatever the case is.
Yeah.
It's what you offer to people.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to help keep a stronger relationship. And that's, you know, something that I caught myself asking, you know, a few years back. It's like, fuck, man, I meet elite people. I meet great people, but what do I have to offer them?
Yeah.
You know, and that's what you have to find out in life. Well, if I start building custom tables, then I can offer, you know, furniture. If I, you know, start making knives or, you know, fix them or get old knives and fix them up and resell them, what do you offer people?
Yeah.
And maybe sometimes that's what people are trying to ask. Like, hey, you know, nice meeting you. What do you do? Maybe we can do some business together.
True. Yeah.
But it just leads to that.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, I'm not doing nothing right now, and it feels like shit.
It's a reflection.
Maybe it's a reflection that it bothers you so much because you currently fucking are not doing what you want to do,
Yeah.
and you're doing a bunch of other stuff that you
That's
shouldn't
absolutely
do.
what it is.
And you're like, fuck you, you know. People are like,
Yeah.
hey, what do you do? You fuck you, man. And
Yeah.
and the person's like, what the fuck is wrong with that motherfucker?
I
you
just
know?
fucking asked him, how is he doing?
Yeah.
You know?
You know.
Yeah, how are you? Fuck you.
Yeah, this motherfucker, man. I can't stand that fucking question. Go fuck your mom. Like, whoa. But again,
No, man, it makes total sense. And I think going back to, because I know, you know, you and I share a lot of things in common. And I think the whole, like, you know, analogy you're saying, oh, maybe I can make this thing and I can offer this thing to people or, you know, make a table. or whatnot. I feel like that's been my thought process for the majority of my adult life. And now I'm getting to a place where, like, I don't have to make a thing for somebody. You know, this is who I am. I have, obviously, we all have certain qualities that can be utilized in different areas, right? But essentially, it all leads back to that fucking question, like, what do you do? How do you make your money? You know, and I think that becomes irrelevant once you kind of break through that way of thinking. The how you get money, how you make money is irrelevant, right? Because you're way more than how you make money.
Right.
So if I call you, Robert, what are you doing to make money? That is irrelevant.
Yeah.
To my relationship.
I'm a truck driver.
Exactly.
You know, I'm a trash truck driver.
I'm much more interested in, hey, where are you going next month? Oh shit, you're going to Cuba next month. That's
or
fucking
what do you
awesome.
what do you do? You're a father, or you're you know whatever.
How's your son? And you know, what'd you guys do last week? Or blah blah blah. What'd you do for Father's Day?
My favorite is like you know, Mark. You know, our fucking good friend Mark. You know, he drove trash cans. Marky Mark. He drove.
He eats ass, a lot of ass.
He does eat plenty of ass. But, you know, before he had the accident, he was driving a truck doing garbage, you know, and he loved this fucking job. He loved this fucking job. Like, there's nothing more that he wanted to do than to heal and get out of that. And, you know, I've heard comments from mutual people that we know. They'd be like, oh, that's a shitty job or that's a stupid job. But these people had no education. They had no job. They had... they had debts. Their credit was fucked up.
Sure.
And they're judging him.
And you're judging somebody.
And you're judging a guy that's making great money, that loves doing his fucking job.
Yeah.
And thinking, oh, bro, it's just so fucking silly.
It's bullshit. You're judging someone based off of your perception of where you should be.
Right.
And then you say, oh, you know, oh, you're not at the place where I think you should be, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, and it's fucking total bullshit. It really is.
It's another example that I read a post. It was like a meme or one of those fucking long posts, and it's like, Sally went to fucking UCLA and paid fucking $80,000 for her bachelor's. Blah 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 blah. Sally thinks you know, people that don't have an education are stupid. Sally currently doesn't have a job and is at a bar. Steve is a fucking, you know, mechanic. He went to a fucking trade school and is a mechanic and makes $50 an hour. And he just bought Sally a beer and fucked her. You know, like fucking what, like, you know, it was stupid. But obviously, I don't remember exactly how it was. But you know, it's kind of like that. But bro, like, another part of it is, why do we even give a fuck what people say?
Absolutely.
That's the other fucking thing. Like, it's back to, you know, our self-reflection. Yeah, probably Mark was aware that fucking some people were talking shit about his job. He doesn't give a fuck, man.
He doesn't give a fuck because what
He was paying his bills and living his life and fucking out in the world and eating and drinking and doing whatever the fuck he wanted.
Let me tell you something about Mark, bro. And I know you're gonna agree with this. Mark lives every single day of his life doing the things that he enjoys.
Yeah.
He eats fucking the food that he likes. Right?
Right.
He's always eating yummy food.
He fucks the girl he wants to fuck.
He fucks.
He parties.
I'm guaranteed he fucks every single day. Right?
Oh,
every
for
single
sure.
night. He drives the car that he wants to drive. He loves that fucking BMW.
He has the Harley he wanted to fucking ride. He customized the bike the way he wanted to customize it.
Absolutely.
He does it all.
And Mark has no... I'm sure, like, we're all fucking human, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure he has some area in his life that he wishes, you know, it could be better, right? But Mark is living his fucking best life.
Yeah.
Every time I see Mark, it's just like he's always fucking smiling.
Always
I'm
smiling.
Like, bro, you're always fucking smiling.
I fucking miss Mark, man.
I miss him too, bro. Shout out to Mark, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's, you know, that's fucking cool. And then here comes a fucking come mierda, right?
Yeah.
Who's like, oh, you fucking drove trash trucks for a living?
Yeah.
Oh, you're this or you're that. What the fuck does that even mean?
Yeah. Who the fuck are you to
Mark
judge?
is fucking having the time of his life.
And freedom and happy doing it.
Yeah. That's a reflection of humanity, where we're at as humans, bro. And I feel like we're getting to a place where there's still a lot of fucking bullshit that we're dealing with. Because I feel like we're torn between like two main different fucking thought processes. But for the most part, I feel like we're heading in a
It
good.
sounded like you said it right the first time, not the second time.
I think processes is like a more like technical, like scientific term.
Yeah, well, since
heard
you said the word science, I
Yeah,
believe
I
it.
heard Reggie Watts say that
Yeah.
word once. But I feel like we're heading in a good direction, which is like basically stop asking people what they do, embrace.
I don't think people will ever stop asking that.
But look,
Especially like
what
in
I mean
a
by
town
that,
like bro, you gotta understand. This goes back thousands of years.
Of course.
Like people's last names were their job titles. You know, Coleman, hey, the fucking hey, you're the Coleman,
Yeah.
iron worker, you know, whatever. Like people's last names that were their job titles.
yeah.
You know.
But I think now
There's the Smiths over there. You know, they were
for
fucking
sure, and I think that's gonna. Yeah, you're right. That's still gonna exist, but for the most part, life should be more so focused on what makes you happy.
Yeah.
Are you happy? Right? That's a good question to ask yourself every day. Am I happy?
Yeah.
And if you're not happy, what the fuck are you doing that's making you unhappy?
I think the number one thing for that is I think people fall in debt and then they get these jobs they don't want and then they don't want to quit those jobs. My older brother was in that scenario where fucking 18 years he worked a shitty fucking job and he hated it, man, and it was draining him. And I told him, bro, quit. He never fucking quit. And then he got into an issue. They suspended him, and then it was a bullshit suspension, and then they ended up cutting him. And basically, the short version of it was he was already upgraded in pay so many times that he was at the highest value, and the company realized, well, we can just bring in a new person at a lower rate and get rid of him.
Holy
so
shit.
they got rid of him. They just cut him.
Yeah.
And he thought his life was over. He really thought his life was over. And I told him, bro, you should have done this a long time ago. And he was like, no, my life is over. My life is over. Mm-hmm. Now it's been like 3 years, 4 years. He's had the best life he's ever had.
Yeah.
He's been traveling more. He has his little side hustles. He's been, spending time with his kids. He's been spending time with the wife. He's been traveling South America. He's in better health. He's in better spirit. He's smiling more. He's smoking weed. He's just living a better life. And bro, people get trapped. There was an interview I heard, and they said this comment that I was like, fuck, man. People that get stuck in these jobs, the highlight of their fucking day is when they go to the bathroom to take a shit and they check their social media. That's their highlight of the fucking day.
That's rough.
Their bell to bell is like, fuck, man, I got to take a shit. They go and they catch up on social media like, oh, my God, this is so fucking great. Oh, yeah, this is great. Oh, look at this person. Look at that. Why is that person traveling? Why is that person? I'm going to call Robert. What are you doing? What are you doing, Robert? What are you know what because they're fucking miserable.
That's rough.
And people don't change that. And the other problem with that, why that happens in the U.S. more than anywhere else, is because we have credit. It's like a buddy of mine, Diego, once told me, he goes, anybody can get a new car. You go to a dealership, run your credit, get a new car. The problem is, can you pay for that fucking car for 5 years every fucking month?
Sure.
Most people can probably get a house, but can you pay your house off every month for 30 years?
Yeah.
And the fact that if you fuck up once in 30 years, you'll lose your house, that's pretty fucked up.
It is fucked up.
So we get in these debts with credit cards, with cars, with motorcycles, with fucking hobbies, equipment, etc. And then all of a sudden we get stuck doing stuff that we don't want to fucking do.
Yeah.
And we're miserable and we're like fucking shitty people. And then somebody says, hey, what are you doing? We're like, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
Nice way to tie it all in.
But that's what it concludes to. You see how I've been practicing that and bringing it back?
That's great. That's great, bro. No, it definitely. I think what you described is perspective. Like when your perspective changes, when you have like that moment where you're like, your brother was like, wait, you're fucking right. I didn't need that job. And now I'm happy. And now
it took him 3 months.
Yeah.
He thought he was going to lose his house in 3 months. He thought he was going to fucking lose his car in 3 months.
Sure.
And guess what? He almost did. He almost did. But
bro, that's
he
fucking
borrowed
life.
money and he fucking hustled and he put it together and he made some good moves. And bro, now
it's fucking it's that Chinese proverb or Chinese proverb where it's like, I'm not going to get into detail, but basically it's maybe so, maybe not. Today you might be like, fuck, my life's fucking over. My fucking credit is fucking shitty, blah, 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 whatever the case may be. The following day, your fucking credit shoots up 50 points. You get a phone call from your friend saying, hey, I got some work for you. and then it's like then that whole fucking mindset that you were in
and maybe
changes completely.
Yeah, and
right?
maybe it's not the following day, but guess what? Time's not going to stop.
Absolutely.
And a year from now is still going to come. And if you build something or you work on something, from here to a year, because that year's time's going to happen, you're going to be like, oh shit, I'm good.
Absolutely.
I started, fucking selling shit on eBay, or I went on YouTube and fucking did these Amazon weird deals and shit.
No, for sure.
And that's the other thing where Joe Rogan actually said another he says a lot of cool shit, but he said another fucking thing that was we are living the best from the whole human race, existence. This is the best time to ever be alive. 100%.
Absolutely.
Technology, job opportunity, cool futuristic gadgets.
Life expectancy.
Fucking, I got yeah, exactly. Whatever you said. Fucking, I got a watch that opens up my garage and closes my garage, and I could track my fucking. Bro, we are living in the greatest time
100%.
ever in the human history. And maybe it's gonna get better, and I'm sure it's gonna get better. But you don't look. Cash, again, another best friend of mine. Cash started a fucking website that I kind of almost even made fun of, fucking 2-3 years ago. And I know people, they were like, what? Like, what are you talking about? He does what with pets and takes a picture of a pet and puts it on a portrait, blah, blah, blah. Bro, he's been living on the beach in Mexico for almost a year now. All right. Before that, he did some traveling and he's living, bro, he's like another Mark. Yeah. He's happy. He's smiling every time I talk to him.
Who wouldn't be, bro? He's living the life.
He's living the fucking life, man.
Yeah.
Good food, fucking nice condo on the beach, fucking, girls all the time. Like, he's living his best life.
He is. That's exactly what I was thinking about when you told me your brother's story.
Yeah.
Cash is another one. You were telling me right before that move, he was thinking about getting a house in Palm Springs, right? You told me that story.
He opened up the website and he said, I'm going to get a nice 4-bedroom house in Palm Desert. Yeah, because they're, like for $4,000, I get like a big fucking place. I'm going to get my 85-inch TV and I'm going to get my Range Rover and life's going to be good.
Yeah.
And I told him, like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? That's going to be life's good?
Yeah.
How about you don't and travel for the night? I told Mark this. And I know more than likely I'm going to publish it. I told Mark this. I go, Mark, cut your ties with whoever you got to cut your ties with. Focus on yourself, focus on your diet, focus on your health, focus on your hobbies, focus on what you want to do. Start making a plan. And as soon as your case closes, just leave the country for 3 months. Just get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here and go to a fucking beach and decide what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get trapped with somebody. You're going to get trapped with the job. You're going to get trapped with the family business. You're going to get trapped with something. And then guess what? You're going to be doing something that you didn't want to fucking do. And you're going to regret it because you didn't take the time to think about it.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't do. They don't spend the time to think about what the fuck I want to do. There's too many people influencing you, especially when you have family. Like, no, you should focus on the family business, or you should do this, or you should do that. Yeah, you can help, but that shouldn't control you, or a partner, or a fucking girlfriend, or a wife, or shit, man, fucking kids, whatever the fucking case is. You should be, bro, we only get one fucking life.
Absolutely.
That's it. It's the only thing we get one of is one life and one body. And if you don't take care of those things,
what were you telling me? How many summers do we get?
Fucking Eddie Murphy had that little post. He says the average person has about, like, that they can, like, live and do things is about 75 years of doing their own things. That means 75 summers, 75 winters, 75 springs, 75 falls. And most of us are past half of that.
That's deep.
That's fucking beyond deep. And if people don't realize all we get is 75 summers. I mean, that by itself. So if you know you only have 25 more summers left, aren't you going to make the best out of it?
That puts a fire. That should put a fire under your ass.
That should put a fire in everybody's ass.
Instantly.
But we don't think about it like that. We think like 75 years, that's so long, man. Fuck, man. I can't even imagine what 75 years would be. Oh, bro, when I'm 75? Fuck when you're 75. That was another thing. Landmark teaches you the now moment. You know, you want to live on your story. Oh, my life sucks and I fucking regret it. I'm older and I didn't do this and I didn't do that. And this happened to me and life is complicated. You live that fucking story. You're not living that present moment. You're just living in the past. You're living a fucking traumatizing story that's going to get you nowhere, you know? And since we're talking about famous people and quotes and everything else, Ryan Reynolds, you know, fucking said, and worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it doesn't get you anywhere, you know?
Fuck.
Yeah, those are the fucking things that it's easy to complain, but
Absolutely,
nobody
bro.
cares. Nobody cares. Guess what? I say, how you doing? You're like, fuck you. Well, he's got problems. I'm going to continue living my life. I'm happy. Cash is still going to be at the
Absolutely.
fucking beach.
Absolutely. The way I see it, the way I put it into perspective in my head is everybody has their movie, right? You're living in your movie right now. You're the main character to your movie. And I'm the main character in my movie. Everybody else in your life is either a supporting role or a background actor, right? At the end of the day, when I leave tonight, I go back into my movie and you go back into yours, right? Right now we're having an interaction where we're coexisting in our reality, right? In our own reality. My whole thing is you need to stop, and I have to take this advice as well, because oftentimes like you said, kids, partners, parents, whatnot, family, friends, they like to weigh in on your life. Oh, you should be here, or you should do this, or you should go to school for this, right? But at the end of the day, it goes back to the 75 summers, right? We're living our life based on other people's perception of where we should be. When in reality, we should just be focused on what makes us happy. The whole legacy thing, I'm torn, because, you know, you told me once about the kids situation. They're going to get to an age where their movie begins, right?
Yeah.
Their life begins.
Well, let me jump in and tell that story real quick.
Okay.
So that's when I was raising my first child, Nicholas, and I loved to death. And I raised him from 10 months to the age of 6, 80% of the time. His mom was traveling, doing jobs, this, that. And we were going to court back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I fought my ass off for Nicholas, okay? And still will fight for him. But one of my clients, I don't know, about 6 years ago, told me, because he knew the whole situation, he knew his mother and everything else, and I was late because, you know, I had Nicholas and that. And he's like, "What are you doing with your life?" And I go, "What do you mean? You know, about Nicholas? What are you doing with your life?" And I go, "Oh, I'm going to fight for him. He's my son. I'm going to spend time with him, fucking 24/7. I'm going to be the father, blah, 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 blah." He goes, "Robert, this court will never end. This woman will never stop. You're going to spend your life fighting for this child. And you know what's going to happen? He's going to turn 18 years old, where you're saying the beginning of his movie will start. He'll move away. He'll go to college. He'll get a girlfriend. He'll start living his life, and you'll be 18 years older. You'll be 18 years older, and you have lost your life. This is the time to make money. The worst case scenario, he's with his mom. He's with his mom. Let him be with his mom. Let her have him, and live your fucking life."
Yeah.
And it was at that moment that, you know, I stopped, you know, appealing and going into the courts and this, that. And it was at that point I got into the relationship. And it was at that point that I had a child. It was at that point that I started a business, a podcast, a fucking this, partnered up with fucking family. It was at that point. But if he didn't tell me that, I probably still would have been fucking working. You saw me. I had 2 fucking jobs. I had 2 businesses. I couldn't focus on one. I was doing a little bit of bartending. I was selling franchises. I was fucking selling cars. I was buying cars, flipping cars.
Yeah.
It was upset. It was absurd. You know, I was picking up my son at different daycares and babysitters and nannies and trying to figure out family who can take care of him. It was difficult. If I would have continued that path, I wouldn't be here today.
100%. 100%.
And that's the thing that people don't realize. You can't think about what if. What if? Kind of like back to that Chinese thing. You can't think, well, maybe it won't work out, or maybe this won't happen, or maybe this won't turn out to that. You just got to do it.
You got to do it.
You got to take the fucking plunge.
And if it doesn't work out, well, fuck it. It didn't work out.
Bro, that's
And
the
move on.
number one thing. And this is what Roland Sands was talking about that I kept bringing up. You know, it's like you have to fail. If you're not failing, you're not trying. And you have to fucking take that risk. You have to continue experiencing. You have to continue changing your products. You got to continue changing your services. You got to continue bettering yourself. If you don't continuously better yourself and try different things, you're going to be stuck in that same shithole. And this was a big problem in the United States for a long time, man. You look at like Mad Men, and you look at all the depression and shit and the drinking and smoking and people working that same fucking job and pissing themselves. Like, they were depressed.
Yeah.
You know, they were super depressed. But people finally found a way to break out of that. Some people don't.
Yeah.
Some people continue living the same fucking,
exactly.
you know, the same fucking story over and over and over and want to blame everybody else except for themselves.
Absolutely.
I've done that shit. I still do that. I want to do this video. How come I'm not doing video? Oh, because I got to set up a fucking camera and I got to do this and I got to do that. You know how many people every time after every podcast I do, they go, how come you didn't do video? It would have been awesome if you would have done video. If people would have saw you guys smoking and talking and drinking Cuban coffee and blah, blah, it would have been awesome. But I make up the excuse of, well, I got to set up a camera and then I got to sync it into the fucking iMovies. We are our own worst enemy.
Sure. And the worst thing is when you cohabitate yourself with people that are stuck in the old model, right? In the old wavelength. And that's the worst. Because, I mean, every day is like, fuck, I'm trying to better myself and move forward. And then you have people that are just complaining about...
keeping you down.
They're just complaining about the most pettiest shit. You know, my newest thing that, you know, and you might say it's cruel or whatever, but honestly, it feels great. My newest thing is when somebody approaches me with a complaint about their life and it's petty, I just tell them straight out, I don't want to hear it. Like, you know, I'm so sorry. I get that you're going through something, but I really don't give a fuck. And hear me out.
I dig it.
My sister called me the other day to complain about the same shit that she's complaining about for fucking years now, right? And it was mostly like family stuff. Hey, Mom, something happened at Mom's house, and you know, my daughter got into a beef with our nephew, my brother's kid, and blah blah blah, and you know, whatever, right? Long drawn out story. And at the end of it, I was like, Janet, I'm sorry, but I really don't care. If you guys are not willing to fucking stop being petty and move forward, I don't want to be the sponge absorbing your fucking, you know, your
drains people.
It drains people for sure. And she basically like, she was like, all right, well, I understand. And she hasn't called me any longer for any petty shit. Now it's like she'll call me for something, you know, that a normal sister would call you for.
Yeah.
And it's important. It's important to set boundaries in life, bro. You know, or else.
Well, that's another thing that I tell people a lot. Learn how to say no. Learn how to say no. People say yes too much, and they agree to shit they don't want to do. Hey, can you help me move? Yeah. And then you're like, fuck, man, I got to help this person move, and I don't want to fucking do it. And then you don't even care about the fucking move. And then I'm like, well, fuck, bro, I thought you were going to help me out and blah, blah, blah. It would have been just so much easier to just say no. No. You know, and that's a hard thing for people to say. Yeah. No. Yeah. You know, you get the yeah people like, hey, let's meet up this weekend. Yeah.
Or let me see what's up.
Yeah, let me see what's up. I think I could do it. Yeah, for sure. And then they fucking end up flaking. You're like, dude, you could have just said no, and it would have been better for you. It would have been better for me. It would have been better for everybody. But people don't know how to fucking say no.
100%, bro. 100%.
And you're guilty of that shit too, bro.
Of
course. Like, hey, bro, you coming in? Yeah, fucking no problem. Yeah. You sure, bro? You don't have to, you know, blah, blah. Yeah, bro. Yeah. And then
absolutely,
all of a sudden, not to call you out, but I am calling you out because I'm guilty of it.
You're totally calling me out.
We're all fucking guilty of it.
No, for sure. And I think part of it is that human kind of like innate fucking response where you're just like, you want to be there, right? For your family, for your friends, for your loved ones. But it's much easier if you're just fucking honest. It's much easier. I think it's much more respectable. You say no, then it's like, okay, fuck it. You know,
people that's the other part of it.
But you know what? Ego has to be out the window with that situation.
100%.
When you say no, if the other person on the receiving end has a fucking huge ego, let's say, and you say, oh, you know what? I can't do that thing for you. Then that person could be like, oh, you know what? Fuck Alex. Fuck Robert.
Yeah, who cares?
You know what I'm saying?
But no. But it's still the same thing. Because if you say yes and then don't do it, it's still fuck you. Because now you fucking put the hopes up.
That's a good point.
You know, my point is if you say no at the right time, because everything's about timing. if you say no at the right time,
Yeah.
people respect the no.
For sure.
You know, my wife's family, they always fucking try to feed me, and I'm kind of tired of food, bro. I know it sounds weird, but I'm like tired of eating shit and feeling guilty. Like, why the fuck did I eat this?
Yeah.
And now I'm like, nope. I'm trying keto. Nope. Oh, I'm trying to eat less. Nope.
Yeah.
And I've been saying no so many times that now the rumor is, wow, look how disciplined he is. Look, he's sticking to his diet. Look, he's sticking to this. He's sticking to that. And people start like, wow, Guillermo, bro, he's a piece of shit when it comes to his gym time.
Yeah.
He works out at 5 o'clock. If I call him out, he'll call me, hey, we working out at 5? Working out at 5. Cool. If I call him up and I say, bro, I'm running about 20 minutes late, he'll be like, oh, well, fuck you, bro. I'm going to go home and work out by myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, 20 minutes, bro. Nope.
That's discipline.
Nope. He works out at his fucking time. And now he's done it so much that I know that if I don't make it home by 5 o'clock, I'm going to miss that workout.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And his food selection is fucking pretty brutal, right? You told me he eats like bland chicken with, not to call you out, Guillermo.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He eats scraps, bro.
Yeah.
He eats scraps. And,
Like
and
he-
you know,
he knows what he needs to achieve his goals.
Yeah.
And he'll stick to that.
and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
It's funny because my mom told me once, she goes, you cook too good. And I go, what do you mean? She goes, you cook too good. Stop cooking this good, like this flavorful.
Yeah.
And I go, why? And she goes, you'll eat less. You know, if you fucking cook like
That makes sense.
chicken
That
with
reminds
curry
me,
and potatoes
bro.
and blah, 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 you're going to eat all of it.
Tell me you've seen, I'm sorry, not to
Yeah.
cut you off. Tell me you've seen the fucking video online, the recent one, where this girl explains her diet. And she's like, I'm going to show you how I lose weight. She eats fucking cat food, bro. Have you seen that?
No.
It's some Asian chick.
Fucking gross.
She eats cat food, okay?
Yeah.
And she like adds like this probiotic powder into it. And as she's scooping it up into her mouth, you could see the fucking anguish in her face.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, it's not that bad. Disgusting.
Yeah.
Disgusting. But kind of like
But what's the point of that?
the point of that is that's the extreme version of what your mom said.
Yeah.
To make food not that flavorful.
Yeah, my mom was just saying, don't use salt. You know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
just like put
This chick
boiled
is eating
chicken.
fucking cat food, bro.
Yeah, but you could do that with chicken, bro. You could just boil chicken, and when you just boil chicken, you know,
It's
pollo
disgusting.
sudado,
It's disgusting.
you're gonna take like 4 or 5 bites and be like, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. But if you put salsa and guacamole
Yeah,
and
cheese.
salt and cheese and
Oh.
fucking sprinkle some parmesan and
Yeah.
have some side of potatoes and that's all in front of you, bro, you're gonna eat.
You're gonna eat
more
more.
than what you're supposed to.
True.
And that's the other problem. We eat so much. Like I hate like 2 things that I concluded to. Breakfast is not the most important meal of the day.
No.
Okay. The actual word breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. The most important meal of the day is the first food you eat. Doesn't
Absolutely.
mean you
It's
have
when
to
you
eat
break
it.
your fast.
It's when you break your fast. So if you eat at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, what you eat after that fast, that is the most important. But to wake up and eat breakfast is
No.
bullshit. And that all comes from advertisement and marketing and cereal companies and milk companies and
Of
coffee
course.
saying, oh, breakfast is the most important meal. Bro, I swear to you, I got to a point where I was eating breakfast and I was like, I'm not even hungry. Why am I making eggs?
Yeah.
Why am I making bacon? Like, what? I haven't had breakfast in like 3 years. Actually, I just saw a post, somebody eating breakfast. It looks so fucking good.
Breakfast for dinner is a different thing. I love breakfast for dinner.
Breakfast for that's a good point.
That's a good
breakfast
point.
for dinner.
Yeah.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, calories are calories. You know, a number. It's
Well,
a number.
the point
you know?
to go back to what we're talking about is we just eat too much because they say breakfast, and then you need your snack, and then you need lunch, and then you need dinner.
It doesn't matter
and
when.
And then the amount of food. I forgot what comedian it was. He goes, try to explain an appetizer to a third world country like that's starving.
Oh
yeah, that's
Say
the
that
meal.
one.
Yeah, that's the meal before the food. Oh, so that's the dinner? No, the dinner is separate. Like, you know, with the sides. Well, the sides go along with the dinner and
Yeah.
stuff. You know, but that's kind of like with the cake, right? No, that's dessert. That's after you eat. Like,
Yeah.
bro, you explain, you know, a fucking 5-course meal to one of these countries, they're gonna be like, what the
fuck kind of world are you living in?
Yeah, and this
Yeah.
is why everybody's fucking fat and miserable
Yeah,
and
bro.
fucking
Same thing. Go to Cuba. You go to Cuba, the majority of people are fit.
yeah.
And it's fucking like, yeah, like to what extreme are you willing to go, you know, to be fit?
But people that are fit starve.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
Guillermo, I don't want to say he starves, but bro, he eats 2 eggs and a tortilla. He doesn't eat lunch, and then his dinner's like a piece of chicken with broccoli.
I feel like he's constantly cutting.
Yeah. Oh, he is.
He's
bro.
he's constantly
ripped
in a
as
cutting
fuck,
phase.
man.
Yeah.
He's fucking ripped as fuck right now.
That's insane.
You know, but that's just like that's if you want to be fit, you need to starve.
Yeah.
That's it.
You have to eat within your caloric expenditure. You know, like if you're gonna cut, you have to eat a certain amount of calories, right?
Yeah.
And you cannot go over that, or else you're gonna, obviously not necessarily gain weight, but you're not gonna lose weight, right? So you figure out your number, and then it doesn't matter when you fucking eat those calories.
That's right. You
can
were
eat
into
it in,
that whole fucking science
yeah,
thing.
you could eat it in one meal if you want, or you could eat it in fucking 20 meals, right? But you cannot go over that number. And that's basically it. So the whole concept of like, oh, don't eat after 10 o'clock. Don't eat after 8. That's bullshit.
I
Calories
disagree
are
with
calories.
that. I disagree with that. I feel like it doesn't matter what time you eat. I agree with you on that point, but it matters what time you go to sleep. If you're going to eat at 10 and go to sleep at 12, that's not good.
It's not good as far as the way it's going to make you feel,
Well,
but it's not
it's
going to
not-
make you gain weight.
No?
No.
It's just not going to just
It's
sit
not.
there because you're not burning calories. You're not digesting it properly.
Yeah, it's going to make you maybe not feel as optimal as you want, but it's not going to make you gain weight as long as you're within that certain caloric range. So basically, they say, okay, give yourself some time to digest the food. All right, cool. That means eat at 8 o'clock, go to sleep at fucking whatever, 11 o'clock, midnight. Give yourself enough time to digest the food. Sure.
Right. That's, yeah.
Yeah, but as far as like, are you going to gain weight or lose weight? That has nothing to do with it. It's a number, and you want to make sure you're getting, the calories divvied up between, your macros, right? I don't want to get into too much into detail, but good protein sources.
I think this is a perfect time to get into
Okay,
detail.
cool. So your macros are your protein, your fats, and your carbs, right? Your protein, you want to make sure you're getting sufficient protein to keep as much muscle mass as possible, to not lose any of your muscle mass, right? So you want to keep your protein to like, some people say 0.5 to 1 gram per pound of body weight.
Okay.
So let's say somebody that weighs 200 pounds, you want to get about 200 grams of protein a day.
200 grams. That's a shitload of protein.
It is.
How do you get that?
It's by fucking trying to eat your protein first.
Like how much protein's in a steak?
So
Like I'm looking at like one of my protein shakes.
about 40,
It's-
50.
Yeah, I'm looking at my protein. So you got to eat like 4 steaks.
So in order to get like 50 grams of protein, either you're going to double up on your protein powder scoop, right? Because it's about 25 grams of protein per scoop.
Yeah.
So you just double up on that. That's 50. You have your lunch, a nice piece of chicken breast. That's about 50 grams of protein. There you're at 100 now. Then you're going to snack on protein-packed, foods. Whatever the case may be for you. Like you might like fucking Greek yogurt and fucking nuts or whatever. Then eat that. And then for dinner, you eat a nice fucking piece of steak. It's still going to be tough because even then, you're at 150. You still need 50 grams.
It's still very restrictive.
You add some fucking, egg whites into your smoothie. Blah, blah, blah. There's ways of supplementing, but the key thing is to keep your protein high. You don't have to like follow it religiously every single day, the 1 gram per body weight rule.
Yeah.
But keep your protein high. Keep your carbs minimal. Like if you're going to cut, keep them pretty low. Not super low, but like 200 grams of carbs a day is pretty cool. And then your fats, healthy fats, avocado, fucking olive oil, those sort of things. And then my whole thing with the keto diet, that's great for like short-term results. Say you want to follow a keto diet to cut. You want to cut some weight, you want to cut like 25 pounds, whatever. That's great. Follow a keto diet for like 3, 4, 5 months, and then go. Anything that you can sustain.
But why short?
If you can't sustain a diet for a long time, then it's gonna fail.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but there's people that have done keto for
It
long
takes
time.
discipline. It takes discipline, and it takes you liking foods that are heavy on the fat. Right?
Yeah.
If you're a carb guy like me, I fucking love rice. I love potatoes. I love fucking tortillas. I love French fries. I incorporate those foods, but I keep them minimal.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna eat, a dinner, I'm gonna have most of my food's gonna be protein. So like a big piece of steak, chicken, whatever, fish, and then I'm gonna have some some rice and some veggies, some broccoli, some cauliflowers, whatever veggie you want, whatever veggie you like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's it, and you just keep it at that. Whatever you can sustain your whole life, that's the good plan.
That you could do. Yeah, because what's funny about keto is I've done keto. I think the longest I did keto was almost 2.5 months.
Yeah.
I felt great.
You feel great.
I felt fucking amazing.
For sure.
And getting into keto that first time was not hard. getting into keto again
Yeah.
has almost been impossible.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's just so
goes-
fucking weird, man.
It goes back to what do you like?
Well, the other problem is you have influences, you know, like if you have a partner that's not doing that diet, or you have family cooking food and they make surprises, or you have birthdays, and you get trapped around these foods. Like if you're a single dude like Mark,
Yeah.
like there's no reason this guy can't. I mean,
No
he's
reason.
got a big family, but there's no reason like a single guy that's not relying on anybody.
No reason other than you saying I'm gonna fucking just go all out and eat
Right.
pizza and pupusas and
whatever the fuck I
burritos
want.
and French fries.
Yeah.
Those things for me now, I'm not where I want to be. I'm about 20 pounds out from where I want to be, but now I see it more like a reward. I'm gonna eat really, really good and really healthy, relatively healthy, and then at the end of the week, I'll have a fucking burger with the bun. I'll still have burgers within the week, right? But I'll have them like protein style, or I'll just track my carb intake. But at the end of the week, I'll say, fuck it. I'm not going to count my calories on Saturday. I'm just going to fucking eat whatever I want.
Yeah.
And most of the time, it's like maybe 1 or 2 meals.
I'm at right now, I think I'm 2 weeks in. I eat once a day.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's called the OMAD. Have you heard of the OMAD diet?
No.
1 meal a day. OMAD.
Yeah. OMAD?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why OMAD?
One meal a day.
Oh, that's what it stands for.
It's an acronym.
Why is acronym so long?
Why are they so long?
Yeah.
That's funny, huh?
Yeah.
Shit.
Why is acronym so long?
Yeah. No, but honestly, OMAD is great if you have the stomach, well, pardon the pun, but the stomach for it. Like if you can eat 1 meal a day, that's fucking great.
But my point is I was forcing it the first week. Now it's just so natural.
You like it?
Now I'm like, I don't want to eat more.
Yeah.
I don't.
And what give us an example of your meal?
Well, okay. I'm going to start off with yesterday because yesterday was fucking amazing. Have you been to Gracias Madre?
It's in Koreatown?
No, it's in West Hollywood.
No, I haven't been there.
Vegan place.
Okay.
It's a vegan Mexican restaurant.
Okay.
Called Gracias Madre. It's a fucking cool spot. A lot of hot chicks, a lot of vegan chicks and stuff. And
hi, I'm vegan.
I'm vegan, exactly. Anyways, that has nothing to do with it. But the food selection, they have everything in the fucking menu, and it's just all vegan.
Fuck, that's amazing.
So last night I had fucking I had soy. What was it? I had soy. Fuck, man, I'm blanking right now. I had corn. I had street corn, which was fucking amazing. They use like a cashew cheese instead of regular cheese. I had a fucking amazing margarita. I had tacos of al pastor, but it was all like a soy fucking al pastor.
Yeah.
And then I had tempeh or some shit like that. Then they had, what's the rolled tortilla one that they fry?
Flautas.
Flautas. I had flautas with fucking like green salsa. Oof, and
so
it was amazing. And it was like, I want to say potatoes inside it, or something like that. So I had that, and that was it. That's all I had. And then in the morning I had coffee. In the morning I had coffee. Lunch I had nothing, and then that was my dinner.
Yeah.
Today woke up, had coffee, and then I got a steak wrap from Subway and ate that, and then I ordered a chicken wrap for somebody else. They weren't around.
You
ate it. So
Yeah.
I ate 2 wraps, and that's it. That was like 4 hours ago. I'm done.
You do understand that with those 2 wraps, you're probably still at like 1,200 calories total, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. The only thing that I do if I have a craving is I'll drink a protein shake. I get the Costco premium protein.
Yeah.
The 30 grams of fucking protein. They're I think 118 calories.
Yeah.
And I'll drink one of those. But that's it. But I've been losing weight. I feel good.
That's good.
I feel energized and stuff.
Yeah.
So
that's good. That's good. Yeah, man. Whatever works for you.
I just feel like we eat too much, and because we eat too much, we don't give our body enough time to digest because we're constantly like I saw a video that we carry about 10 pounds or 15 pounds of waste of shit in our colon.
Yeah.
At almost all times because
That's
we're just
crazy.
eating so much, and that's what those cleanses are for. Which I tried one. It's a bunch of pills you take and shit. You go to the bathroom fucking like 5-6 times a day.
Yeah.
But anyways, enough about that.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. I have a buddy who gets like that. I forget what they're called. They stick a tube up your ass and they clean out your
I was gonna say edamame.
edamame.
No,
Oscopy something. Not a colonoscopy. It's
no, but it's something like
it's something with your colon.
yeah, they fucking shoot a jet of water and shit.
Yeah. You lay on your side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never done that. Have you tried it?
No.
Yeah,
but
Cash would do that a lot.
Yeah, he
He
swears
had a
by
doctor's
it.
office and stuff.
Yeah.
He'd clean them out a lot. He said he'd feel like fucking amazing.
Yeah, he swears by that.
Yeah.
And, I mean, like I said, whatever works out for you. I mean, like, and that guy that does the colon cleanse, he eats whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
But he doubles up on his weight training. So he's like compensating for what he eats. He's like, fuck it, I'm gonna eat whatever I want, but I'm just gonna work out.
Yeah, I'm
gonna double it up, It's up to you, man. You don't have to work out as much if you just keep your diet in check,
I strongly, it's back to what people say. Like if you talk to a personal trainer, they're going to say, it's working out. 70% of your diet is working out. And if you talk to a nutritionist, they're going to say 70% is your nutrition. I'm convinced it's your food.
Yeah.
I'm convinced.
100%.
Like if you just stop eating
bullshit.
Yeah, if you just stop eating, like just fucking really just
eat
kind
to
of
survive.
Eat to survive, and you'll be in good shape. Most people that are in shape, like they don't eat much.
Yeah.
They do not.
Yeah.
And
they don't eat bullshit. They don't drink soda. They don't. Just keep it in check. Keep your diet in check, man. Contrólate la boca. That's what my mom used to tell me growing up. It means control your mouth.
Yeah.
And
in English.
Yeah.
In American.
Yeah. Control your mouth. And yeah, man. I mean, like, look, I know vegan people that are fat.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Because you're overeating. Again, it goes back to the number, the caloric number.
I ate a lot last night.
If you eat fucking 5,000 calories of fucking broccoli, you're going to fucking gain weight.
Yeah.
It's science, But again, if you eat, technically speaking, if you eat at a deficit and you're eating just cheeseburgers, which is probably going to be like maybe 2 cheeseburgers max, you're going to lose weight. You're going to feel shitty.
Yeah.
But you will lose weight.
You know what? 1 second. Let me put a disclaimer. We are not professionals at what we're talking about. You need to talk to a doctor and you need to see what's going on because some people don't realize if you're going to do like a vegan diet, you have to take supplements. If you're going to do a keto diet, your cholesterol might go up. So like each his own, like 100%.
Absolutely.
And the other problem with dieting is your genetics. Like if you come from a background of meat eaters, a vegan diet probably won't work for you and you'll probably get sick. Same thing when you try keto, you get the keto flu. There's certain things that you need to watch out for.
Absolutely.
So this is not. We're just talking out of our fucking asses right now because we're
sure
we're cool at that.
This is like just like our own trial and error.
Yeah, 100%.
One of the things I was this girl that a friend of mine. She sent me. I can't stand first of all. I can't stand fucking like this whole like extreme progressive liberal shit that they're pushing. But she sent me a picture of a book that says "Decolonize Your Diet," and right away I was like, "Fuck the title," right? Because it's so fucking stupid, right? Like, decolonize your.
Fuck you.
Yeah, like get the fuck out of here, man,
bitch.
But I do agree with the overall message of the book, which is basically stick to whatever diet your ancestors stuck to.
100%. 100%.
If you came from Europe, if you came from like Western Europe, like Portugal, Spain, right? Italy, these regions eat heavy protein, right? Heavy on the fish, on the meat, right?
Right.
And they eat veggies. Veggies, some grains, very little, right? Some rice, and a lot of protein. Lemon, garlic, oils. Great food. But if you're from a region in, say, Asia, where you're not used to eating lots of oil, right? Or you're not used to eating certain types of food, you might get some results, but you might feel differently.
Yeah.
Or you
long term.
Or you might develop certain illnesses, disease, right?
Yeah, your body will have withdrawals.
Absolutely. You start to wonder like how much does genetic coding play, right, in our health? You have people that say, "Oh, I have an uncle who fucking lived to 99 years old and he smoked 3 packs a day.
He
and never
got
got cancer
and smoked cigarettes."
right?
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck? And then you see somebody who, participated in triathlons and were super healthy and they got fucking
lung cancer. They got lung cancer.
How
and
the
died.
fuck does that happen?
Yeah.
How does that happen? It's so strange, And yeah, man, I think part of it is genetics. Part of it is like, just your diet and stuff like that. And most of it is like a combination of all those things together, all the variables, it's like, it's so weird. It's such a strange topic,
It's never ending. There's definitely not one way. There's not one answer for this.
No.
There's just not, because, again, I know people that'll fucking eat junk food all day and they're in great shape.
Yeah.
And
so weird.
It drives me crazy.
So
I
weird.
eat Jack in the Box now. I used to eat Jack in the Box all the time. I eat
too.
Jack in the Box now.
What
I'll
was your
blow up.
order? What was your order from Jack in the Box? Don't lie.
I used to be picky as fuck. 2 chicken sandwiches, 4 tacos, and an Oreo milkshake.
Ooh.
Yeah, when I was in my 20s, bro, I do that right now, bro. I'll be in a
sounds-
fucking coma.
Bro, that sounds amazing. My shit was the sourdough Jack for the longest. Like, I hardly eat fast food now, but and then when I do, I'll eat like In-N-Out or something, which I consider like, it's in a different category. It's
Right.
fast food. It's served fast, but the quality.
It's quality
of the
food
It
served
is.
fast.
for sure. Is that
Yeah.
their slogan?
It's somebody's slogan.
Yeah, it's pretty
We're not
true.
fast food. We're quality food.
It's
served
pretty
fast.
true. I mean, their meat is never frozen. It's
The
good
potatoes
quality
are
meat.
fresh.
Potatoes
They
are
chop
fresh.
them, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
But it's not organic.
It's not. Yeah, it's not organic. But I mean, that's a different topic.
I
But
don't even
anyway,
think it's grass-fed.
really? Yeah, it's not. It's not grass fed.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Their cost would be way too fucking high.
Yeah.
But my shit was a sourdough Jack with curly fries.
The curly fries. And the butterscotch
buttermilk.
Buttermilk, yeah.
Fuck.
That's why I stopped eating Jack in the Box.
Why?
I one time, because I would get the buttermilk,
Mm-hmm.
and one time one of the employees was like, "Do you know one of these buttermilks is 650 calories?"
You're lying, bro.
Yeah, and
Are
I
you
eat, I
serious?
eat like 2 or 3 of those.
Easy.
Yeah,
You,
and
you
that,
could dip
that
one container on the
yeah.
burger.
Oh yeah, easy. And that was like, I'm done.
Holy,
know, fucking-
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it. And it goes back to saying, like, okay, so your caloric expenditure, right? Like, you can blow 1,000 calories in fucking sauce, bro. Like,
Right, of course.
So
That's what fucks us up. Is sauce.
exactly. So it's like when you're keeping it simple, like your mom said, keep it simple. Don't cook too fucking good.
Yeah, don't make it too flavorful, because then you're
Exactly.
gonna eat more than
Stop
what you
adding
want to.
sauces. Stop adding all, and obviously.
Bro, take away salt. Look
Yeah.
how less you'll eat.
Yeah.
You'll
Just
fucking
bland
eat,
ass
yeah.
chicken. Fucking-
You'll be like, whoa, I'm not.
Sounds like some
I'm good.
Ukrainian shit. Like,
Yeah, I'm good.
boiled goose with
Yeah.
potato.
Bro, did you see that show on Netflix, Police Cops or Doctor Cops?
No, what
or
is
Police
that?
Doctor Cops or something like that.
No.
It's like, it's a comedy, but their role is to act as serious as possible while doing
Okay.
these weird fucking comedy sketches.
Okay.
And bro, like I busted out laughing so much.
Yeah.
And there was one where they were interviewing like these Russian, it wasn't even Russian. It was like one little country on the side of Russia.
Yeah. One of the stands.
One of the stands or something like that. And they were trying to get information about this lady's son. And then the lady was like, oh, yeah, you have to eat first. And the guy's like, oh, I don't want to eat. And she's like, no. And the partner, this girl was like, no, to get the information, we have to eat the food.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay. So then she brings out like a horse head.
Oh,
and she brings all this weird shit,
fuck, bro.
But
that food is some of the weirdest, obviously, to us, right? Because
Yeah.
you go over there and they're like, this is fucking best food in the world, right? Boiled sheep in blood.
Yeah.
It's I love it.
yeah.
It's already enough, right?
Duh.
So like I feel like, bro, like one time, and this is in no way am I trying to like obviously I'm aware that this is gonna be heard by maybe 1 or 2 people, maybe more. These are just my opinions. I'm not hating on any culture, right?
Yeah.
This is my political. This is the LA in me,
Just
bro.
say
This is
it,
how
bro. No
fucking.
disclaimers,
This is
no
how
disclaimers.
indoctrinated we are. That I'm like, please, disclaimer. I don't mean to offend anybody.
Yeah.
Don't cancel me. I'm not a fan of Filipino food, right?
Yeah.
For some reason, and I'll eat
Like
everything.
the whole pig and shit like that?
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool because that's some like borderline Cuban shit, right? Like, oh,
Right.
right. But as a whole, right? I love Thai food. I love Vietnamese food. I love Cuban, Mexicans, my
Chinese,
favorite.
Japanese.
Southern Chinese, Northern Chinese, fucking everything, right? Armenian food.
What is fucking
Persian
Filipino
food. So Filipino food is very strange, in my opinion.
Yeah.
They have like their main staples, which is like lechon. They call it lechon, like us, right? Which is like
I didn't know they called it lechon.
they call it
Yeah,
lechon,
that's-
lechon asado, lechon. Yeah.
Isn't it funny that all Filipinos have Spanish names?
Yeah.
Julio.
You know what's funny about
Cesar,
Filipinos? It like
Roberto.
they'll be talking and they'll be like bulang balang lang balang balang zapatos.
Really?
Yeah, you'll hear a random
Spanish
Spanish word
word.
like bulang balang balang balang. Hold on. Bulang taleng balang balang tenedor. And you're like, oh shit, it's a
Tenedor?
fork.
Yeah.
Fork. I heard fork. Anyway, going back to Filipinos, which I love. I grew up with Filipinos, right?
Yeah.
I went to a private school, so like my whole class was Filipino.
Karaoke
the
singing
token.
motherfuckers.
I was the token fucking
Love 'em.
Cuban guy. But anyways, their food is very tropical, island food. But then they have some weird shit sprinkled in.
Yeah.
Right? They have something called balut. You know what that is?
No.
It's duck fetus. So it's an egg. It's a duck egg.
Right.
And they let it develop into a fetus. So when you crack it open, they eat it like oysters, basically. When they crack it open, it's half egg, half fucking duck with a little beak.
See, this is why we need video, bro.
Oh, I'm doing the hand
Yeah,
gestures.
yeah.
Bro, I'm doing like
A fucking
a
T-Rex
velociraptor.
arms, yeah.
I'm like doing a T-Rex thing. You could see
A
the little
Velociraptor, fuck, bro.
My bad. That's a T-Rex. Yeah, that's a T-Rex. Bro, this shit is a fucking fetus. You can see it.
And they eat it?
Little feathers.
Oh, man.
And they're like, they slurp it, bro. Like an oyster.
Never saw that.
It's called balut. Go to Seafood City. If you ever see a
No,
Seafood
I don't
City,
want to see it, bro.
Bro, it's crazy.
There's
They're
just
like
certain
purple.
things I don't want to see. Like, I still haven't seen 2 Cups and a Girl or a Cup and 2 Girls or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's traumatizing. But so
I'll never watch it.
So one time I went to my bandmate, ex-bandmate growing up. I played in a band with a Filipino.
I'll watch two Cups and a Girl, but not 2 Girls and a Cup.
So shout out to Chevito Nishinomi. We played in a band together.
Yeah.
And I remember going to I think it was his aunt's house or his grandma's house. And they served, like, oh, you want to eat? Alex, you hungry? And I was like, yeah, fuck it. You know, like, all right. Knowing that I'm like, fuck, I know that, like, going back to what I was saying, it's mostly tropical island food, but there's some weird shit, right?
Yeah.
I was like, nah, maybe they're not going to give me the weird shit, right?
Right.
So she brings out a big bowl of white rice. I'm like, yes.
I could do
Score
that.
one, because I could do that, right? Cubans, we eat a lot of white rice. Then she brought out a plate of fish. But the fish was whole with the eyeballs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool, but it wasn't like grilled, fucking char-grilled fish, right?
Well, what was it? How did they cook it?
It looked sweaty. It looked like boiled fish.
That's gross.
And it looked sweaty, bro.
Did you try it?
It looked gray. And it looked just fucking sweaty. It looked like old fish that she was just like, fuck it, let me just bake Alex a fucking old fish I was gonna throw away anyway.
Yeah.
And
Fuck.
yeah, and then a gang of fried eggs. So the Cuban in me was like, fuck yeah.
Fried eggs with rice.
I'll get the rice and I'll put some fried eggs over it and I'll eat that. But the grandma's like, no, you have to eat fish.
That's when you say no.
Yeah, but I was fucking like 22.
I know.
And I was just like, okay. And bro, I had to fucking eat it. You don't understand. I had to
But
eat
not
it.
me, bro. Not
Bro.
me. Did you throw up?
I didn't throw up, bro. I didn't, but I got sick. I did get sick. And I think it was psychological. Like, I think, like,
Of course.
I went home
This
and I
is
was
why
just-
you got to say no, man.
Yeah.
I was a picky fucking eater, bro. I didn't eat till the age of 27. I didn't eat salads. I didn't eat burgers. I didn't eat fucking fruits. I didn't eat sushi. I didn't eat nothing from the sea. I didn't eat nothing. I ate chicken
fucking
sandwiches and tacos. Even my chicken sandwiches were like, my McDonald's orders back in the days would be like, can I get a chicken sandwich, plain, easy mayo?
You sound like my daughter.
Yeah, bro, I ate like that till I was 27.
That's crazy.
You know Super 73?
Yeah.
Yeah, the owner.
Cool little bikes.
Yeah. Michael, he eats like that right now. He
eats
only
very
eats
simple?
McDonald's.
Really?
That's all he eats. Like a fucking kid's meal, a
bro.
burger,
Well,
fucking.
bro, I'll take my daughters to.
Rumor has it. That's what they told me.
Yeah. I'll take
A
my
good
daughters to a nice restaurant. Like, I'll take them to a nice restaurant, bro. And they'll order, like, the gourmet burger, right?
Yeah.
Which, like,
I didn't eat burgers, bro.
really? Bro, they'll order, like, a grass-fed Angus beef burger patty.
Yeah.
Served with a, butternut squash remoulade. With pickled onions. Farm fresh fried egg, right?
Wow.
They'll fucking be like, Dad, give me the burger, just the patty and the cheese and the bun. That's it.
Nothing
And I'm
else.
like, well, I'm paying for the fucking fancy remoulade with the pickled onions and the farm fresh egg.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Don't
so
want it.
I'm like, we'll take all that other shit, just put it on my plate and I'll eat it. So I'll eat all the extra shit. I'm like, I'm paying for,
Yeah,
if it was
course.
In-N-Out, fine. Get a fucking plain double. That's cool. But they'll do that at fancy restaurants,
Yeah, that was me, bro. I'd
That's
go to
crazy.
sushi, and I'd order a chicken teriyaki bowl with just chicken and rice.
Oh yeah, that's
No vegetables.
That's a different level.
Yeah,
For
bro.
sure.
Till 27, I didn't eat eggs
That's
until
insane.
like 27, 28.
That's insane.
Yeah,
No, man. When I had sushi for the first time, it was fucking mind blowing. I was like, "What the fuck is this shit?
bro.
What kind of sorcery is this?"
Probably I was like 27, 28 years old.
Yeah.
And I got in a fight with a girlfriend, and I went and caught up with some buddies at the sushi place. I ordered my chicken teriyaki,
Yeah.
this, that, and they were like, "Robert, you got to try this." And I was like, "Nah, I'm good, bro." I never had seafood to that point.
What was it? What was the first thing you ate?
They gave me, it was shrimp tempura inside with some salmon on the outside, avocado, which I wasn't even eating avocados back then, sesame seeds, which I detested.
Holy shit.
And I think that was it. So it was shrimp, salmon, avocado, rice, seaweed, and fucking whatever. Bro, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. You know what? Fuck. I was so mad at my girlfriend,
Yeah.
right?
Fuck you.
Fuck it, man. Fuck that bitch. I grabbed it. I ate it. That was so fucking good, bro.
Yeah.
That
moment,
at
right?
that moment, that was it, bro. Like everything started opening up because I was like, I just had avocado, I just had salmon, I just had shrimp, I just had sushi, seaweed. Oh my god, let me try this roll, eel. Whoa, like bro, my taste buds
Yeah.
exploded. I lost my
man.
fucking mind. It was so fucking good.
That's funny. You brought up eel. The first time I had eels with fucking Roy. Remember Roy?
Yeah, but that cock blocker,
Yeah.
Roy, fuck you, bro.
What
You
was that?
fucking cock blocker.
Fuegos or
I don't know,
Roy-
another Filipino.
Yeah.
The biggest cock blocker I've ever met in my life.
bro? Roy. So
There's a few assholes I met in my life. You know who you motherfuckers are.
No,
but
no
Roy
doubt.
was a big one.
All right,
Fuck him.
so quick little backstory. Robert and I, fresh out of fucking high school, we were car salesmen, right? Working in the Bay Area, San Francisco, Modesto. Well, that's not the Bay Area, but Modesto, Sacramento, fucking Fresno,
everywhere.
everywhere.
And we were in San Francisco that night.
San Francisco, right? So we were young bucks, dude. We were young bucks surrounded by fucking older fucking degenerates, right?
Yeah, 35-year-old
These dudes
fucking
were like-
coke addicts.
Yeah,
Fucking,
car salesman. And
Yeah.
and one night after one of our tent sales, Roy was like, "Alex, let's go eat," and I was like, fucking 18, right? And he takes me to a sushi restaurant for the first time. Never had sushi, and he orders
oh, you had your first time sushi with him?
with him,
Ah.
and he orders the unagi, which is eel.
Mm-hmm.
And I ate it thinking it was fucking grilled teriyaki chicken. It looks like chicken, you know. And after I ate it, he was like, "How do you like it?" And I was like, "It was good." He's like, "Oh, you know what that is?" I'm like, "No, what is that?" And he's like, "Oh, it's eel." And I just pictured a fucking slithery,
Yeah.
fucking black, sea snake. Say that 5 times fast.
Yeah.
Slithery black sea
I
snake.
can't. Black Bloody Beetle 5 times fast as hard.
Fuck.
Toy boat 5 times
Oh
fast
yeah,
as hard.
that's hard. That's hard. But yeah, it was fucking bomb, bro. It was bomb, and I was like, damn, sushi's fucking delicious.
I love fucking sushi, man.
Yeah, it's
I
really
love
good. I love
sushi.
it. I love it. I love.
I love how Ventura Boulevard here in Studio City is like the
It's
fucking
sushi
capital,
capital.
of sushi. Yeah.
Sushi capital on Ventura, for sure.
Yeah, I had sushi in other places. I don't know. I want to go to Japan and have sushi. I heard it's a whole different experience. I heard I don't know. I've heard it's not as good, and I heard that it's actually great. And I heard you don't use chopsticks. I heard you use your fingers.
Use your,
and shit.
use your hands, but it's for the actual nigiri, for the sushi. Like that's the fish with the rice, and you're supposed to dip. You're supposed to flip it over and dip the fish side in the soy sauce by itself. No wasabi mixed with the soy sauce, and then you just put it in your mouth.
Yeah.
It's more sushi in Japan is the real deal. That's where it was born. So you're not gonna get like all the crazy rolls, like the fucking Studio City Dragon Crunch roll.
Yeah,
That's-
Robert roll.
That's
fucking,
all catered to fucking like
the American market.
the American market.
Well, like the pizza. You know,
Yeah.
the traditional pizza. They didn't have a traditional pizza like
Exactly.
in Italy like they have here in the U.S.
Yeah.
Domino's and shit. The fuck out of here.
Yeah. And most of the bomb sushi spots in LA are owned by Koreans. Little FYI, little
Really?
fun fact. Yeah. It's crazy. And they'll put up the front. Like they'll be like, whatever the fuck they say when you walk in.
Yeah.
Again, this is not racist. It's just like I'm just describing the.
You sound very fucking racist, bro.
Yeah, I'm describing the environment.
You
walk
have like
in.
a problem with Asians and stuff.
Oh my god, say it like whatever they say.
Arigato.
And I always say like, "What up?" You know, like when I walk in, like, "Oh my god, what up?"
Yeah. You should be like, ¿Qué pasó, chico?
Yeah. It's Koreans speaking Japanese.
No, I know that like Katsuya. I love fucking Katsuya.
Yeah.
Their whole crew is Mexican. You know, or when you go to the Beverly Center, you have a Greek restaurant, you have Great Kong restaurant, you have Chinese restaurant.
Yeah,
You go through the back hallway, it's all Mexican.
All
music,
Mexicans.
fucking-
Like Joe Coy said, like fucking the best Chinese food is cooked by fucking Mexicans, bro. It's like
absolutely.
You go into a Chinese restaurant, you try their orange chicken, you're like, even Chinese people are like, Jose, how you do that? How you do? That's amazing. That's just like a mama make it.
Who said this?
Joe Coy, the Filipino.
Oh my god.
He's like, Jose, that's so that's tangy. It's tangy.
just like
a mama make it.
That's fucking funny, bro.
He's like, you just go to the back and like,
Dun, dun,
10
dun,
Mexicans
dun,
like,
dun,
pacato, paqueso, paqueso, pareso, pareso.
dun. That guy's racist, goddammit.
Oh man, fucking Joe Coy. You can't be from LA and not like impersonate other fucking cultures. You can't.
Yeah.
It's just
Everybody
like,
does
it's ingrained in us, man.
Everybody does
and
it.
it ain't racist. You know, like people are trying to make it out to be racist, but like I got mad love for everybody. You know, like, and it's like it's like you know how it is. Like as soon as like
Yeah, I got one Chinese friend.
yeah.
No, it's just I love when people say that, like they default. I got one black
Oh,
friend.
I have
Like,
black
that's-
friends, man.
Yeah, I have a black friend.
Yeah, like I have black
That's
friends.
the most racist comment.
Bro, I fucking chilled in South Central, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
shut the fuck up. What are you talking
A
about?
buddy of mine took me over there and we were drinking out there. They're cool. They're cool. Yeah, I ain't
like,
racist.
Bro, what the fuck?
That
kind of
is racist.
that is racist in itself. It's like the whole thing now. Like people are like, a buddy, quote unquote. I'm doing the air quotes with my hands. Recently, he told me some shit. Like I commented on his post. It was some racist ass shit, and I was like, whatever. I said something, and he was like, bro. By the way, he's Mexican. He was like, you have no right to comment regarding black and brown people. And I said, why? He's like, because you're Cuban. You're a descendant of slave owners. My fucking buddy, bro, like we grew up together our whole lives.
Yeah.
Called me a descendant of slave owners. I'm like, motherfucker, I grew up 3 minutes from your house. We grew up in the same fucking place. He's like, yeah, but you're a descendant of slave owners. Like, and he's telling me this with a straight face, bro. And I'm like, what the fuck does that even mean? So anyway, people are now like starting to say like, oh, like you can only comment about this, or you can only comment about that. You know, don't judge anybody based on their skin color, except if you're judging a white person, right?
Yeah.
It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, my favorite one, I just read one today where it's like Cardi B gets #1 song called My Pussy Wet.
Yeah, wet ass pussy. Wow.
Wet ass pussy, exactly. And but yet Dr. Seuss,
inappropriate.
Disneyland, and all this other shit's inappropriate.
I'm like, what the fuck kind of bizarre world are we living in,
Yeah.
bro? Like, what? Why can't we just be like, yo, I'm a judge you based off of your character,
Yeah.
right? Like I told him, bro.
But how does that make sense? You know, what is it? WAP, wet ass pussy?
Wet ass pussy.
That's like, you know, like hip hop and rap, they sing about fucking
Yeah.
crazy shit, man. And we
Yeah.
all like it.
Yeah.
But books are a problem. Killing a Mockingbird, they fucking pulled out, you know,
Bro,
because
it's a great fucking book.
yeah, and they pulled out because it says the fucking N word, you know, like it makes
That's a
no fucking
reflection.
sense.
That's a reflection of the times, man. Like you cannot erase history. We are all the product of some fucked up shit that came before us.
Right.
Right? And you can either choose to continue on with the toxic bullshit, or you can say, fuck that. I'm not gonna do that. Right?
Yeah.
Most of us, I would assume, are gonna be like, nah, fuck that. I ain't rolling with that toxic shit. I even told my mom, I love you, but that thing you just said right now is pretty fucking toxic. And my mom will be like, really? And I'm like, yeah, mom. Like, why'd you say that? Well,
Yeah, but you can't say it now, mom, or you can't
Yeah,
word it that way.
but
Things are changed.
I
because
will go the extra
It's
step.
inappropriate,
Yeah.
but it's part of our fucking history. And
Yeah.
if you don't have the history,
Absolutely.
if you don't have history, or if you don't look at history, it repeats. Very simple.
100%. So, going back to the whole colonizer book title, right? I'm like,
That was good.
yeah, thank you. So I tied that back in.
Yeah.
Full circle, bro. I'm learning from you.
That's good, man.
So I basically told the girl, what language do you speak? And she's like, Spanish.
Okay, cut off real quick. As you were saying,
So basically this girl with the book title, right? She sends me this book, and she's like, the book title is Decolonize Your Diet, right?
yeah.
I'm like, by the way, like, what? And it was a fucking, like loaded, like it was a rhetorical question. I was like, what language do you speak? And she's one of these self-righteous, self-hating, self-loathing Latinas, right? Where like they despise their
their race, their background, their history.
The colonizer aspect of the Hispanic race, right? And she's like, I speak Spanish. I'm like, you're speaking the language of the colonizer. So if you're gonna go down this road of like, fuck the colonizers and fuck their culture, like stop speaking Spanish.
Yeah,
like straight up. And to add on top of that, like I'll see her post something about like, ooh, like, you know, al pastor tacos, like the best Mexico, whatever. Mexican culture, this, Mexican culture, that. And I'll be like, yo, you know, al pastor is Lebanese, right? Like it came from Lebanon, from the migration of Lebanese people to Mexico.
I did not know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, man. So al pastor tacos, which is the big spit with the meat rotating, right? The red meat with the pineapple.
That makes sense.
There was a Lebanese migration to Mexico in the 1930s, and they brought their cuisine with them. And one of them was the spit. Since there wasn't as much availability of lamb meat in Mexico, they started substituting it with pork.
Yeah.
And obviously the traditional either pita or lavash bread, they used tortillas, whatever was available to them. And that became the evolution of their
version of
the spit, or I forget what it's called. You know what I mean?
Shawarma?
Shawarma.
Yeah.
So shawarma became al pastor in Mexico.
Wow, I did not know that. And then the Mexicans just added their salsa.
Exactly. So everything is an evolution or a combination of something, you know. And it's like that we are that combination,
right? It's like rice. Know? Rice came from the Chinese, and everybody
pasta came from China, and then went to
from Italy, and
exactly
vice versa.
Noodles, So it's like it's like that's the beauty of the human race, man. We're all just a fucking melting pot of some shit.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like
we're all a mix. Have you done one of those DNA checks and stuff?
I did.
Like, yeah. Mm-hmm. What were you? Or what are you?
So basically, like, and
I got to do it. I don't know why I'm afraid.
We're like, I'm Cuban, bro. I'm Cuban. I'm more Cuban than you.
Yeah. So Cuban's not a race.
It's
That's
not a race. It's a culture.
Understand. It's a culture.
So basically, I'm like 0% native Cuban. So I'm mostly Portuguese, Spanish, Irish, French, English, and then like that's the main bulk. And then the like the last like 10%, I'm African, bro.
Holy shit! Yeah. I think everybody gets African,
right?
Like that's why it's like the motherland.
It's just weird.
But I think everybody gets like fucking 3-4%.
Random too, like all like West African countries, like Mali, Senegal, all these like West African countries.
Yeah.
I'm like about 10% mixed. You know.
What did you use? 23andMe?
I used Ancestry.
Ancestry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you heard they like fucking arrest people and shit when people do these DNA tests, right?
What do you mean?
Like there's just been a lot of cases where they'll like, a person will run a genetics test and shit.
Yeah.
And then their DNA pops up to a record from like the
FBI
70s
database.
and shit. And they're like, oh shit, here he is. Boom. And you hear these fucking crazy arrests.
That makes sense.
And I got nothing to fucking hide, but you're like, what if, I had a drunk
shit.
night or some shit. And you're like, I don't know, man.
That makes sense, man.
That's just being more paranoid than anything else.
No.
But yeah, they've busted people like that, man. It's fucking insane. And then you're in the system. Who wants to be in the system, bro?
Yeah, man. You have to adapt and just say fuck it.
I'm all over the internet, and I'm fucking worried about
Bro, have you seen your Google searches, your history? Like, bro,
yeah.
the feds know who the fuck you are. Right?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, as long as you're not doing some crazy shit. And if you are, make sure you cover your tracks.
And nobody does.
Yeah, nobody.
I think Bad Wolf, I had him on here one time. He's like, I know I know a serial killer when I see a serial killer.
Yeah.
And I was like, am I a serial killer? He's like, fuck no, bro. You're too messy, man. Serial killers are fucking neat and pristine and fucking, they're organized. They fucking hide all their shit. They're awkward. I was like, that makes fucking sense.
Except for fucking
but there's some regular
Richard Ramirez, bro. Did you see that doc on
Netflix?
Netflix?
No. Richard Ramirez.
The Night Stalker, bro. L.A. That motherfucker. That was like in the 80s.
And nobody knew regular dude?
That guy got caught because of his fucking shoe print. And the way they found him, bro, was the homicide detectives that were working the case. It was two guys, one Mexican guy and one white dude, like old white veteran, LAPD, fucking like, one of these fucking Clint fucking Eastwood, Dirty Harry type motherfuckers.
Yeah.
They started investigating the sites, right, where he was striking. the Night Stalker, and they kept on finding the same track, the same shoe print. So they took the shoe print, they analyzed it, and it came from a fucking very specific shoe. It was like a running shoe from the 80s, right? Not Puma, not Reebok. It's like some random ass fucking shoe.
Not a Nike or anything.
No,
like that.
no. Very specific. Like
Fila or some shit.
no, it was like fucking something random. It's not even an ASIC or a Saucony, nothing like that, right?
Yeah.
The shoe company was like out of like fucking San Francisco or something. So they contacted the owner, and the owner was like, yeah, we only sold like a limited amount of those shoes. Some of them went over here. Some of them went to LA. Actually, 2 of them went to LA. So they tracked it down, bro, to 2 fucking vendors in LA. And that's how they fucking found out who Richard Ramirez was.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's
bro.
fucking insane.
Yeah. And through that and through other shit like dental records and stuff like that, they found out who the killer was. And that's how they found him, pretty much. That was like the fucking lead. They based it off of that shoe print. So yeah, man. Going back to covering your tracks, like you have to literally, especially now with cameras everywhere.
It's almost impossible.
It's
to be
impossible.
like,
It's impossible, bro. Like
even though there's a lot of evil shit going on.
There is.
At all times.
Yeah,
At
but
all times.
you gotta, like,
trafficking,
bro,
fucking
all
drugs. There's so much.
human
going on.
trafficking. That's like the latest one that I'm like, fuck. I had no idea it was on that scale.
Yeah, it's huge, man.
They're finding people that are like, missing kids that are missing. Like, holy fuck, it's insane.
But a lot of that missing kid shit too, man. That comes within the family. A lot of
yeah.
those times it's like an uncle, an aunt, it's usually like a family member. Or a lot of that fucked up shit usually happens within the family. It's pretty fucking scary.
Yeah.
The creepy
Yeah.
uncle or fucking whatever the case
Oh,
is.
for sure. But yeah, man.
Yeah, I want to get Detective. I had Detective Quinn Redeker. Did you hear that episode?
No.
Such a good episode. But I want to do another podcast with him and get into like fucking cases and solving mysteries. Like we talked about one police chase and stuff, but bro, you'll like that episode because
I gotta listen to it.
the way he described the San Fernando Valley in the 70s and 80s, bro, it just sounded so fucking amazing, bro.
Yeah.
It was like, wow. It sounded like it was like watching Cobra Kai, and when it goes back to those alien moments and stuff, that you're just like, dude, that was fucking good times.
Yeah.
Simple times.
Oh man, very simple. The other night I was at a bar for the first time in fucking since COVID broke.
Bar?
Yeah. A bar. I live in a certain region of Southern California where it's mostly like, the residents don't give a fuck. They're like, fuck you. We don't believe your LA shit. Like.
Yeah. Nobody believes the LA shit.
Yeah.
Only the people in LA buy into the LA shit.
Exactly. So out there where I live, like, shit's open, and obviously you have to wear a mask when you walk in and all that stuff, but it's for the most part it's open. So I went to a bar to get a drink, which I haven't had like a legit drink at a bar since they closed it off in March, right? It's about to
Last
be a
year, yeah.
So we're there. I'm with my cousin and his friend and his girlfriend, and a buddy of mine has a fucking Humvee, a legitimate
The Alpha.
military fucking Humvee. He bought it off a lieutenant in like Wisconsin, I want to say, and he brought it to LA. And we were leaving, and everybody starts fucking like surrounding the Humvee. Oh shit, like, look, can I see it? And this guy walks up. He's like, I'm a Marine. I used to work on these Humvees. So that happens, and then right next to us, there's a fucking white Dodge Challenger.
Yeah.
Right? And I noticed that the fucking bouncer kept on looking at us, right? Because we're like right directly across from the bar, and it's a very narrow street. And he keeps on staring at us, and then like he eventually walks up, and he's like, "Next time somebody touches my car, we're gonna have some fucking problems." He's like, "Touch it one more time, and we're gonna have some problems." And we're like all fucking dumbfounded, like, "What the fuck?" I didn't even notice his car there, right?
Yeah.
And my cousin's like, "What the fuck did you say? Like, we're gonna have problems? Like, show me what you mean by that." And he touches his car like that. He's like,
Yeah.
"Show me." And the guy gets all fucking rowdy or whatever. And everybody on the patio, on the fucking bar patio, starts looking. And ooh, ah, and people pulling out phones, right?
Right.
So I grab my cousin by the waist. I'm like, "Yo, hey, let it go, bro. Let this shit go. It ain't worth it." And they were about to go fucking at it, But I noticed all the camera phones out. I noticed how everybody had their iPhone on the fucking, they were filming shit. They were filming it. And I was like, "Yo, like you're being filmed, bro. Like you're being filmed." And he's like, "Oh, okay, cool." And that's kind of like tying it back to what you're saying about like, you know, it's you cannot get away with shit now, you know?
No, you can't, and you got to be careful because people try to set people up. Like that reminds me of a video that I saw where it was like two black kids. They were gonna get into a fight, and everybody pulled out their cameras and like, yeah, go fuck him up. Oh, his mom, this, that, that. And they started throwing a couple swings, and then they stopped, and they were going at it, and everybody with the cameras was kind of just instigating it,
Egging it on.
And this dude, this random OG, just
I seen
comes
that
up.
one.
Yeah, he just comes up. He's
one.
like, stop.
Yeah.
Look at these fucking cameras. These ain't your friends, man. They just want attention. They want to make fools out of you so they can get views. They don't care about you guys.
Yep.
You guys are brothers, you know, like straight out fucking OGs.
Yeah.
And I
mad props to that guy.
Mad props, man.
Yeah.
I wish there was more, and you kind of did that, you know. But I wish there was more of that. Like it's not even just for the cameras. It's just people are getting fucking fed up.
Yeah,
I used to do that. I used to do that, you know, with my motorcycle. You know, I would get on the bike. And a car would kind of go in my way, or I'd fucking, you know, rev the fucking so the pipes can be heard. And some people still came into me, bro. I would bang windows and hit mirrors a lot.
Break them off.
And now, bro, I don't even do that, man. I just like, okay, cool. I'll go around the other side and just avoid that car as fast as possible. Because all it takes is that one motherfucker to just done.
Yeah.
You know, like it's crazy. Even when you see like motorcycle, like when I watch motorcycle chases in movies and shit, and like you see like ninjas riding bikes chasing a car, I'm like, get the fuck out of here, bro. I'll push the brakes and you're done.
Yeah.
You know, or I'll just fucking
like,
hit
why
you.
are you still driving, bro? Why haven't you swerved into the fucking bike?
Exactly. Why haven't you swerved into like, oh, there's 10 bikes, swerve into all the bikes? Like, people don't fucking get how delicate we are on the fucking road.
Absolutely.
And bro, I'm at a point where like, I was really hot-headed, and I think I'm at that point where I just avoid stupid. I avoid crazy. I just don't even want to deal with it anymore, bro.
No, man. Most of that shit
ain't worth it, man. You go to jail and shit. I had some wise words said, you know, if you want to get in a fight, make sure you have bail money in your fucking account. If you don't have bail money in your account, you better not fight. If you don't have 10 grand for an attorney and you know, $4,000 to fucking bail yourself out, you shouldn't get into a fight.
Absolutely. There are fucking prerequisites to getting into fucking altercations and to doing certain things. If you're going to be dabbling in some illegal shit, you have to have some money put away.
100%.
You know? And what, you know, a certain person told me something one time. He or she said, if you're ever going to do something illegal, make sure to study the law regarding what you're doing and pick the thing that pays the most and gives you the less amount of time.
The less consequences. Yeah.
And fucking those words have stuck with me for a long time, because it's like most of the time you don't even consider those things.
No.
Like bail money, like having a little fucking, you know,
court fees, like fucking
all that.
Yeah.
All that. The consequences, man. Will I get a felony for this?
Yeah, what would I do if I got a felony?
Exactly.
Guess what? Some people will be like, oh, I'll get a felony. I'm fucking cool with that. You know, I'll still work. I work for myself. That. But some people have a fucking job and a career and a straight up life, and they do dumb shit, and they get that felony, and guess what? They lose their family. They lose their kids. They lose this.
100%.
So if you're going to do something illegal, you know, make sure... like you said, you study the fucking law and you do the thing that pays the most with the least consequences.
Absolutely. 100%.
You don't have to go to that fucking extreme, you know, that people go to. And you're like, what the fuck were you even thinking? And that's 100%. The problem. They weren't.
Yeah, they weren't thinking. And yeah, man, it's important. A lot of people don't know the law, you know, and unfortunately, most youngsters are like getting into shit that they have no idea the fucking wrath that's awaiting them.
Yeah,
like with dealing with certain things, like,
and people don't realize once you fall into the system, you're stuck.
Done.
You're stuck in the system,
and especially if it's federal shit, like you're done, bro. You know, you're done. I have friends that got locked up for shit that wasn't necessarily big time, but it was like, you know, the stuff they were messing with was fucking big time, right? Like, it doesn't matter if you have, you know, a couple ounces or a fucking couple pounds. Like, you know, you have certain things on you, like you're going away for a long time.
Yeah,
you know.
It's a big price to pay.
Yeah, man. So
no, but not even that. It's back to how this just started 2 minutes ago. You get into a fight, man.
Yeah.
There's a chance. First of all, there is some fucking great fighters out there. that you're gonna fight
That's another
somebody
thing, too.
and you're gonna get fucked up, man. Like you don't know what the fuck you're getting into.
Some fucking
I don't care
jujitsu
how
ass
tough.
motherfucker.
Yeah, bro, you'll get drunk and shit. Like I'll fuck you up, and this guy's a fucking ninja.
Yeah.
and will tear shit up.
Yeah.
And I saw this one time in San Jose at Club Miami. I don't even know if that still exists, but Club Miami. Like this guy, they were hitting on this guy's girl, and this guy was like, "Don't fuck with my girl." And then these tough guys, right?
Yeah.
4 of them fucking come in. They're like, "What, bro? We're gonna take your fucking bitch," and blah blah blah. Bro, this little guy whips all their asses. The security comes. He whips the security's ass, and then he grabs this girl, and they walk out. They ran out like badasses.
Oh, bro.
But they fucked up 6 people, bro. I was like,
Yeah.
holy shit. So first of all, you don't know who you're fighting. Second of all, fuck it. Let's say you are the bigger guy, and you fuck somebody up, and they fall, and they hit the back of their head,
Yeah.
and now they're in a fucking coma. You know, fucking, you're gonna
Absolutely.
pay for consequences.
Yeah.
Fuck it, you get into a regular fight, and nobody gets really hurt, but the police come, and guess what? Both of you go to jail.
Yeah.
It ain't even fucking worth
Over
it,
some
man.
bullshit.
It ain't. Fucking,
Now you're in a cell
for no fucking
for no
reason,
fucking
man.
reason.
You know, that's the other thing with like DUIs and shit like that.
Yeah.
Shit, I've had a DUI. Fucking, I think I had 2 DUIs, bro, with Ubers and fucking.
There's no reason.
Phone calls and friends, like, bro, if I know I'm having a drink, I just Uber wherever I'm going.
Yeah,
bro.
man. I mean, fuck. There's no excuse now.
There's
like
zero excuse.
back in the day, maybe fuck. Who's driving? All right, and then that person, like, you would have to count on that person to be the designated driver and not drink. You know how hard that shit is, like to not fucking to go out
Bro,
and
$10,000 in fees, spend the night in jail,
Yeah.
bail, courts, lose your fucking. I lost my job, but then I got a great job because I lost that job.
yeah.
You know, that's how I got.
It's crazy how that shit works out.
Yeah,
huh? Like,
that's how I got into Harley Davidson, actually.
yeah, man. It's crazy, bro. But I mean, yeah.
All right, well, let's end it real quick with a motorcycle. When are you going to get your motorcycle, and what are you
Shit.
going to get, man? Because you were going Harley. Then I fucked you up with the BMWs.
You did fuck me up.
Money's not an object. What motorcycle would you get today?
Okay. So being a Harley guy, right? Like I love that lifestyle. I love the bikes. I love the whole, I love the Dyna line. I love the Softails. I love all of them, right? Your fucking Black Beast is a beauty. But the BMW kind of opened me up to like my roots, which was basically like off-road and like,
Adventure riding.
motocross. Growing up, I rode a lot of like, dirt. So if I were to pick a bike, it wouldn't be the fanciest bike. I wouldn't go. I would love a GS, but I think I would go with the I'm gonna fucking. You put me in a weird spot right now because I forgot the name of it.
The KTM's,
No,
the
no,
Ducatis.
no. Hold on, let me look it up because this bike is a fucking beauty.
What do you
Okay,
think?
here we go. I didn't look it up, by the way. I remembered it. It's a Moto Guzzi, and it's their adventure bike. And I believe it's a 900cc, so it's not really huge. It doesn't have it's not really like the most powerful bike. But aesthetically, this bike is fucking beautiful. It looks like a retro 1980s style. It looks like the original GS.
Yeah.
It's fucking beautiful. And yeah, I think I would go with something like that.
What about the Pan America?
I haven't seen it yet, like in person.
Oh, you haven't seen it?
Yeah,
And the price range is
I do
fucking
not like the headlight.
amazing.
I do not like the headlight.
I think for that price range, I think that'll grow on me
Which
really
one?
quick. The Pan American.
How much is it?
It starts at 19.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it come out already or not yet?
Pre-orders.
Did they keep the fucking weird headlight?
Yep.
Oh, like the Fat Bob kind of headlight?
yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah, but you go with the company, they'll fucking swap it out. That's
Yeah,
not
that's
a
the
big deal.
thing, though. That's the
But
thing
for
with Harley.
18, man, for a fucking full adventure
I
bike
know,
like that,
it's
I
supposed
think
to be
it's
like
a 1200 or
140
1250.
fucking horsepower or some shit.
Yeah, I think they're coming out strong with that.
Damn, it's beautiful. But
Yeah,
the
the side.
headlight is like, oh, fuck, man.
I haven't seen it in person, so I can't fully say, but I like the side shots.
Yeah, I love the Pan America. Pan American or Pan America? That's a good question. Pan American?
Silence.
Pan American?
Something like that.
Yeah. That bike is beautiful. The headlight, it's like it has the Fat Bob headlight, which I'm not a fan of. I wish they would have kept the OG Fat Bob headlights, the dual
Yeah.
round ones.
I'm not a fan of those either.
No, and then put that on the Pan American.
Or maybe like a road glide fairing.
Yeah,
That
that's
would've
a
been
beautiful
interesting.
bike. But I would go with the Moto Guzzi, I think,
Yeah.
because it's like it's a city. You can ride it through the city. You can go off roading with it. They've tested it through the Saharan desert, and they've done all that.
Yeah.
And it's fucking.
And it's been around, and they got a lot of history.
and guess the fucking MSRP on it.
14.9.
It's $11,000, bro.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it's fucking beautiful. I'm telling you, it's beautiful.
Okay, so that's the bike you're gonna get?
Yeah, I'm going to get that bike once I sell the soft tone.
Fucking right on, man.
Yeah,
Right on.
yeah.
Cool, brother. I think we did a lot. The
Yeah,
second
man.
round was just 20 minutes, and I
That's
think the
fucking
first one was
cool.
over.
This
well
was
over an hour.
very impromptu. This was like a last minute thing. We didn't plan.
We didn't plan anything. We just pushed record. We were just talking about
Yeah.
equipment.
This is dope.
Always good seeing you, bro.
Yeah, man.
All right, man.
Later.
Later.